Today I want to. Okay, so hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to have a candid conversation about some of the things that I've learned along this journey. So I have been an Afro girl for about 3 years now, and what I want to talk about today is not specifically the technical stuff. I just want to talk about like the emotional, like mental stuff that I've learned along the way, and I think not a lot of people talk about it. And yeah, I just want to just like have a honest convo about like what I think this journey has been for me, and what I've learned thus far. So the thing that prompted this video is that I realize as with age, your viewpoints on things change. So do your preferences and how you just maneuver this journey of life, your perception of things, your tastes, just how you just navigate on any kind of journey. And the same, I mean, your hair is part of this journey of life, so the way you experience your hair will be different as well. So one of the things that I've learned about this journey, which is something that we all need to be honest about, even as content creators, is that there's times where I actually, like, I don't like how my hair looks. And that's just on life. And this is not particularly in any kind of state, or whether it's shrunken or if it's straight or whatever. Like, there's days where my hair is just not doing what I want it to do. Either I have wet it and it's shrunken and I just don't like the way the coils are maneuvering today, or I've done a twist out and it did not come out the way I expected. And I think we put too much pressure on ourselves. Like, we feel like as part of this natural hair journey, your hair always needs to look on point. And that's not the reality of it. There's days where, like, you'll do makeup, you'll put on makeup and you're just like, yeah, it just doesn't look great, eh? I don't know what happened. It just didn't turn out the way I wanted it. And to not be hard on yourself if that is the case and it happens to be that way on that particular day. Just like, well, today is just that day, let me keep it moving. If I'm having a bad hair day or bad makeup day, doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, me wearing makeup was a complete mistake. No, it just means maybe I'm going to try a different technique tomorrow, or maybe I just don't feel like wearing makeup tomorrow, I'll just give it a break. Or maybe I just need to experiment a little bit, you know. You're allowed to really just say like, it's not happening, and it's fine, you know. So I think that's one big thing that I've needed to come to terms with. And I think as we grow and we get older, we realize that like sometimes we don't like how our body looks today. And as I say, like, the makeup just is not on fleek. I'm breaking out, like my skin looks like meh today, you know. It's just life, baby. It's just life. Okay, so another thing which is kind of in relation to cancel culture and like, oh my gosh, I'm done with this brand. You're allowed to change your mind about how you feel about a brand, even if you've said something about it online. Like, I don't get why often we crucify one another for changing our minds when, as an example, a brand will listen to the feedback that they get from consumers and change the ingredients in their products, or they'll introduce a new line to serve the need that their brand wasn't serving, or like they just did a revamp, or they just started being more culturally and transformationally aware. Like we need to be like just give them a second chance, give a brand a second chance. There's a few brands that I've used. Like when I started my journey, I was like, no, this thing is not doing anything for my hair. And when I experimented again with them at a later stage, I was like, okay, you know, they brought in some new products. I'm using it and I'm not mad. And I needed to do this myself as well, because I also was like, I mean, I went to these hair events and people would put like a product in front of me and I'll be like, I've used this product, it does nothing for my hair. But the idea with evolution and brands building a better offering is that they'll change the formulas, they'll start bringing in new things. Sometimes they don't overtly say new formula, sometimes they'll just bring in a new range. And I think as consumers of brands and consumers of media, we just need to be a little bit more open-minded to experiencing change and going on this journey with the brands, because they will also change with us, and offer feedback, offer critical feedback. If you feel like, okay, cool, you could have done this a bit better, let them know. Let me know if you feel like you want my videos to change. I mean, the All Things by Sihle in itself is a, I don't want to say it, but it is a brand, for lack of a better word. You engage with it and you expect certain things from it. And what are those expectations? Let me know, so I can also evolve and better serve you guys as my audience. So let's give cancel culture a break, and let's be open to understanding that change is a real thing, and evolving and bettering ourselves is also a real thing. Number 3, as how I said, your viewpoint on brands can change, the way you do things to your hair can also change. So an example of that is you might start off using the lock method on your journey, and later on you move on to using LCO method. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You are meant to change and adapt and readjust your routine to best serve you. And I've seen a lot of people that just experiment, use different methodologies on their hair. And the only thing that I would say with that kind of thing is, there's a reason why brands will recommend that you use their products in a certain order, because obviously they've tested it, they've done the work to try it, and they feel like using it in this particular way works best. So I would normally try it out the way the brand recommends it, and then if I'm like, man, this is not working, then I'll try it my way. Because you honestly just don't know how your hair will respond to that product on that day. Your hair has a mind of its own. Sometimes it just feels like, sis, I don't like what you're doing, even though this is what we normally do. Let's switch things up a bit. Guys, that's honestly fine. Like, don't be too hard on yourself or be too hard on other people. Evolve and adjust to best serve you. And like, don't be a negative Nancy and be out there like on people's pages and comments being like, oh no, you shouldn't do it this way. Like, if you want to offer criticism, offer constructive criticism and say like, okay, cool, like the way you did it is very interesting. Maybe if you try it this way, it might work for you. This is how I used it for myself. But yeah, like the way you do it and the way I do it is going to be different most likely. So don't knock it until you try it. When it comes to different methodologies and your approach to doing your hair. Okay, so number 4 is one that like I talk about all the time, and I just referenced it in number 3, and that is, my hair is not your hair. Your hair will not respond to products the way my hair does. Everybody's hair is different. Our DNA is different. the areas that we live in are different, so the climate and how our hair responds to the climate will also be different. There are so many differentiating factors that make me different to you, and that will make my hair experience completely different to yours, despite the fact that it might look like we have similar hair patterns or hair types. So really take information that you receive online with a pinch of salt. Always remember that my hair might respond differently. I know a lot of people get like very hectic about this stuff, especially with product reviews, and they'll be like, I used that product and it was nonsense. It might just be nonsense for your hair. Like, it might be the top brand in the world, but your hair is just like angfuni. Like, I don't want it. And guys, that is honestly also okay. Like, remember when you're seeing somebody do that kind of thing, if you're seeing a friend using a product, like, they might really love the product and it works really well for them, and for you it just did nothing. And I've experienced that with so many things outside of just hair, you know. Just be mindful of that when you are looking to critique a review or looking to critique a product because of how the results turned out for you. And the last one, which is, again, I advocate for all the time, is that comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing your natural hair journey to mine or whomever's. Our hair grows at a different rate. We're eating different things. We're doing our hair differently. Always strive to have your hair be the best version of itself. So I always just look back and see, what did my hair look like a year ago? What did my hair look like 2 years ago? Am I happy with the progress that I've made? Do I want, what are my goals? Do I want my hair to be healthier? If I want it to be healthier, what have I done so that my hair is healthier? Introducing protein treatments, introducing moisture treatments into my hair, clarifying my hair more regularly. Those kinds of things are what you should be looking at, not what does Sihle's hair look like right now and why doesn't my hair look that way, because you will never ever be happy with this natural hair journey if you keep doing that to yourself. It's just going to take away from this journey, and I feel that for me, this journey has been about me discovering myself, understanding what things I like, what things I appreciate, how do I like my hair to look, how does my hair look when I'm having a bad day, when I'm feeling great, I do this to my hair, when I need to lift my spirits, I do this to my hair. You know, it's those kinds of things that you should be paying attention to. And the purpose of following content creators is to help inspire your journey, to help inspire you to maybe change things up a bit. Maybe there's something that you could be doing, that I'm doing, that elevates your journey, but don't necessarily expect that the results of you changing that thing will make your hair automatically look like mine. I get a lot of people saying like, oh my, please just tell me what miracle product I can use that will make my hair look like yours. And there is no miracle product. For me, all I do for myself is I stick to a good routine. I cleanse my hair regularly. I'm deep conditioning. I'm not applying too much stress to my hair by over manipulating it. I'm just doing whatever makes me happy. If that means it's Sunday and I'm not washing my hair, I mean, that's a real thing. Sometimes I go for 2 weeks at a time and I haven't washed my hair. I don't always mention that because like it's a need to know, but you do need to be cleansing your hair regularly. If your hair is breaking, I would recommend using something like a protein treatment or strengthening treatment for your hair. You know, just pay attention to those things. Pay attention to your hair. Remember that your hair is your hair. It's not my hair. And it will never look like the next person's hair, you know. It will always look like what you put into it. It will always be a reflection of the work that you put into your hair routine, the investment you make from a product perspective. Like, Think about those kinds of things along this journey, and guys, it will just make your life so much easier. Anyway guys, that is this video. It's the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this with a friend, and hopefully you'll make them feel a little bit better about this natural hair journey. And thank you once again for joining me on my journey, and